Hi there, very good morning. Welcome back to VT. Now you're watching Market Cafe with me, Kanishka Sarkar and Srishti Sharma. Over the next 1 hour, we'll take you through all the global and domestic cues that you must watch out for and also tell you about the stocks that you need to keep on your radar today. So let's get started and see what's happening with the global markets, and starting with the US. The US stocks, they've closed higher, snapping their 4-day losing streak, especially on the S&P 500 and Dow. Now this after earnings reaction, they have pressured some of the names after the bell, however. During regular trading, the S&P 500 and Dow Jones Industrial Average, both of them rebounded, whereas Nasdaq, that jumped nearly 1.5%, led by gains in large cap tech. Markets did get a boost by softer than expected November inflation data, which showed inflation rising about 2.7% on a year-on-year basis. The data revived hopes that the Federal Reserve could begin cutting rates in 2026, though some economists have cautioned that inflation could re-accelerate in December due to data distortions following the government shutdown we saw earlier last month. Now, tech and chip stocks, they've also advanced after Micron Technology issued strong revenue guidance, easing concerns around the AI trade. All of the Magnificent 7 stocks, they ended the session higher yesterday. Even as semiconductor stocks, they remained about 8% below their highs. In terms of extended trading, Nike shares fell about 10% after the company reported weaker than expected revenue from its Greater China business and warned that higher tariffs, they're weighing on the margins for the company. If you look at the moves for the week, the S&P 500, that's down about 0.8%, the Dow is off about 1%, and Nasdaq, that's also lower by 0.8%. Looking ahead today, that may be a volatile day with quadruple, which is more than $7.1 trillion in options exposure, is set to expire, which is the largest on record. So yes, Srishti, a decent day coming in on Wall Street, ending that 4-day losing streak for S&P 500 and Dow.
All right, so that's about the US markets with Kanishka for today. All eyes will be on Japan as well because it's the all-important BOJ meet. But before that, let's also tell you how did the trade pan out when it comes to the crude oil prices specifically, because oil is set for a second weekly drop. Is the WTI crude that dipped below that $56 per barrel mark. Yes, of course, there are expectations of a supply cut that weighs on the oil rising geopolitical tensions. So that's what we are getting to see when it comes to the crude oil prices. Let's see whether or not there's some bit of a rebound. But when it comes to the silver prices, just yesterday we have seen silver slipping from those record high levels. At one point in time, silver was down more than 2%, while gold continues to trade near its record high. And when it comes to the natural gas prices, it's the US natural gas stocks that actually were seen to be falling for the 5th week. So that's about the commodity check.